Okay.
Chicka, chicka. Yeah.
Kill Bill and Rev. We don't suck. Hello, everybody. Welcome to hell.
Yo, welcome back to We Don't Suck, episode 7. Can we please get 10 billion likes on this one?
If we get 10 billion likes, I will finally post areola pictures, not of the actual nipple, but just the areola. Then have like a little star or something right there, right in the nipple area. You know what I'm saying? Tiny star, because I don't have like very big nipples per se. You know what I'm saying?
They're kind of big, like
Kinda.
they're like 2 small microwave pizzas.
I mean, I don't consider that big. Like, I mean, have you ever, dude, this dude's clearly never seen a real titty before. Because if it ain't the size of a deep dish DiGiorno, then like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying, brother? Ooh, this guy.
Speaking of deep dish, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, man. That's tough, man. I like sushi a lot, but I feel like it would get old and eating that
Boneless?
much. Yeah, boneless sushi. No, I prefer bone-in sushi. That's where the flavor is, you know, and also it's where I die. Because hopefully I'll only have to eat it one time and then I'll just choke and die.
You gotta suck the marrow out the sushi.
Right.
I always say that.
That's what my daddy always said. Like when I was born, he looked at me. He was just like, "Oh, I'm holding a little life in my hand that I created." And then he like pulled me really close. He was just like, "Suck the marrow out the fucking sushi, or else it ain't no good."
Yeah.
And I was like, I just looked at him and I was like, God. Then he was just like, "Get this kid out of here."
True that.
So how about you, Rav? Like, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life that isn't deep dick DiGiorno pizza, what would it be?
Who's to say I'm already not eating just one food for the rest of my life?
What is it?
Okay, in all honesty, not sure. I would say probably Pomodoro, spaghetti Pomodoro.
Let me keep it 100,000 with you. What the fuck is a Pomodoro?
Dope tomato sauce.
Right.
With like basil leaves and
Okay.
like buffalo mozzarella and
Wait, you said buffalo mozzarella. Does that mean the mozzarella is from buffalo cheese? Hold on, I'm looking it up. Buffalo mozzarella. That's how you say it in Italian. Mozzarella.
damn, dude, didn't know you were so cultured.
Oh my God, dude. Buffalo mozzarella is a mozzarella made from the milk of Italian Mediterranean buffalo.
Damn, well that should taste great.
Good.
Tell you that much, boy.
It's a good show, if you know what I'm saying.
So yeah, I would probably eat that because, I don't know, it always tastes good. I never have enough. Every time I finish a plate, I'm like, could have had another one.
So, like, on the real, you just described just normal ass spaghetti that had buffalo mozzarella on it.
No, you dumb bitch. The Pomodoro sauce is delicious. Look up Pomodoro sauce.
All right, so Pomodoro sauce, I found a recipe. It's 4 large tomatoes, a quarter cup of olive oil, 4 garlic cloves, 3 tablespoons of fresh basil, half a teaspoon of salt, ground
Should have
pepper.
went to school, bitch.
Basically, yeah, you're right. I didn't mean to drop out in the 2nd grade. It sounds just like a variant of just normal ass tomato sauce, though.
I would kill you, but at the same time, I don't want to do it until you've tried
What's the difference between Pomodoro and Marinara? There's a whole Chow Hound. This is also the name of my band.
All right, I'm going to tell you this, Bill. When you visit me, hopefully at some point this year, I'm going to take you to this spot. There's a bunch of spots that make bomb-ass Pomodoro around here, but there's this one that I love in particular. You're going to try it, and you're going to be like, Rav, I was a dumb son of a bitch.
Apparently, the biggest difference is cook time. That's really the That's what it's saying on. But I mean, it's different. It's a different thing. I'm not trying to hate on Pomodoro or your buffalo cheese. Okay, I'm not hating on that. It sounds delicious. But what I'm getting at is, do you prefer it with the marrow?
Marijuana sauce?
No. Do you prefer marrow? You could suck the marrow out of the Pomodoro.
If I can suck the marrow out of the buffalo mozzarella, I'm game.
I just think the same kind of dish over and over and over would be very difficult, and I think you would just
That's
hate
where
it.
you're wrong.
Okay.
That's where you're wrong.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not a big guy, a food guy. I mean, I'm a food guy. I like food. I eat a lot of food, but I don't know the difference between a Pomodoro and a Magusiana. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's our favorite food, Bill. A complete non sequitur. I wanted to mention something. I was watching this, whatchamacallit, architecture show where they're like going around the world and like, wow, look, this building is fucking fantastic. I can't wait. I can't wait. I wish I'd lived in here, or like you can tell the architects knew what they were fucking doing.
Right.
And then like, and it's fucking bougie and weird and it's kind of dope, right? And the presenter, there's like two of them, and the main guy presenter, he is an architect himself. He's super passionate about everything, and he gets excited about every house they go to. And he goes to this one house, and the door's kind of weird to like open it is really weird, and they actually struggle with it for like a minute or two. And as he opens it up, he says, "I love this door. I hate ordinary doors. There's nothing worse than an ordinary door." And I was sitting there thinking, like, the Holocaust is probably a little worse.
I mean, imagine being the guy though that like he's got a show, right? He's got a show, and then they hire you just to bring him down. He's just like, oh, there's nothing worse than just a regular square door. And you come on through and you just be like, I'm pretty sure the Holocaust was worse. And then y'all just stare down each other for like a minute, and then it just cuts to commercial.
They gotta hire me for season 2, but you know what? I want to address something you just said. Regular square door.
Square doors?
Do you have square doors in your house?
They're rectangular, and isn't a rectangle a rectangle? Isn't a rectangle a variant of a square?
No, it's the other way around. Squares are a variance of rectangles.
I mean, yeah, you could say that.
Every square is a rectangle, but not every rectangle is a square.
Yeah, but
I could say that because I'm educated.
But wouldn't you say that a variant means that it is similar? Maybe an offshoot of it, but it is not that thing?
No, I disagree. It's sort of like a pigeon is a variant of a bird, but not every bird is a pigeon.
Yeah, but you could say that by that logic, you could say that Pomodoro is a variant of marinara sauce because marinara sauce was there first. And therefore, it ain't no fucking tomato sauce.
No, Pomodoro sauce is a variant of different types of pasta sauce.
More like Pama Bougie, if you know what I'm saying. Get out of my house. I got square doors. Don't hit your head on the way out. It's really short.
Once you guys put together Bill's Wikipedia page, please make sure to include the fact that his house got square doors. Ramona wouldn't happen had Bill's house not had square doors.
Okay, this person on Math Central said, if every square is a rectangle, is every rectangle also a square? Which is not true. That's not true, okay? But then
That makes no sense, right?
says, a rectangle is a quadrilateral with all four angles right angles. From this definition, you could prove that the opposite sides are parallel and of the same lengths. A rectangle can be tall and thin, short and fat, or all sides can have the same length.
Riveting podcast material.
A square is a quadrilateral with all four angles, right angles, and all four sides the same length. So a square is a special kind of rectangle. It is one where all the sides have the same length. Thus, every square is a rectangle. What? No, that's not. Okay, I'm going to stop. All I'm saying is the doors is square, boy. big old square ass doors. I would put in perfect square door and see what happens.
Just Google image that shit. That's what I thought you were doing in the first place rather than looking through fucking math forums.
God, this is so boring. There's no perfect square door. Oh, I found one. I found a perfect square door. Ooh, Rav. I think we might have had a perfect square door and you didn't realize it.
What?
Sliding doors are more than often than not perfect squares. Because it's like two doors.
Yeah, but it wasn't because it was like wide. It was way wider than it was like tall, so it wasn't a perfect square.
We could have had one though, and it isn't that far-fetched.
We could have had, but we didn't.
Let me have this. You don't let me have anything. It's just, oh, Bill, you're dumb. But no, I want my square door. And you looked at me. You scoffed at me. You didn't understand the vision.
Okay, you know what? You're right. But you know what else I want?
What's that?
An ad read.
Yay, ad reads.
What do you have for me this week, Bill?
Okay. I got a good ad. Real top quality ad here for you. Okay. For the people who have previously listened to our podcast, we have mentioned a board game. A wonderful board game. I might even say the quintessential board game called Did You Do 9/11? Wonderful game.
It's fun for the entire family.
The entire family will have a great time playing this game. But you're sitting here thinking, not enough technology for me. You know, and I agree. We need to kick it up a notch in terms of the tech.
As an ancient one, I second that notion.
Exactly. And as a baby boomer, I can say firmly that this idea scares me, but that's okay because you have to live in fear sometimes because the adrenaline pumps through you. And, you know, that's why people get on roller coasters. This is the same feeling I get when I hold a cell phone. But what if I told you that you could play the famous, even, dare I say, infamous board game, Did You Do 9/11, on an Xbox 360 with VR? Now, they couldn't quite get up to Xbox One because those chips are, I don't know, it's chips and bits and bytes, you know? But we got the 360 version. We've got an Xbox 360 port of Did You Do 9/11? Now, this is how it works.
Well, you know, a lot of people are probably thinking, wow, how did they manage VR on an Xbox 360, a system that does not support VR? Well, honestly, it's just hard work, dedication, and a bit of slavery. So the thing about this VR experience that one would be having is you put on these Xbox 360 VR goggles. Patented specific to this board game port.
It's called 9/11 vision.
Yeah, like 2020 vision.
Basically how it works, because I want to explain it now because Rav doesn't know what he's talking about because he's an ancient one and I am a baby boomer and I understand the intricacies of public speaking. You put on your 9/11 vision goggles and you set up your Xbox Kinect facing the wall for some reason. And you just sit down, and then your other friends also put on their 9/11 vision goggles, which are available for 3 easy payments. We'll get to that. More on that later. And it's like you're playing the board game with your friends, you know? But it's all simulated, a simulation. You can set up the board game too if you really want to have that.
With the outdated graphics, no less.
I don't like using words like outdated. I like using words like classic.
Vintage
Xbox 360 polygons.
Like wine, aged wine.
Ages like a fine Sauvignon Blanc. I believe that's Italian.
I believe that's racist.
Oh, wow.
A racist word.
Sure, you know.
So I'm going to have to censor that.
Please don't censor Rav, I always talk about the payments, but I think you need to just bring these people up to speed on how to actually purchase this fine product. All 7 VR goggles that are needed for this experience.
Well, if you're lucky and you sort of get the pre-order deal, then you could manage it in under 3 easy payments. Believe it or not, they support 2.5 easy payment deals, and it's very straightforward. You pay once, you pay a second time, and then you almost kind of sort of pay. And then you get your 9/11 vision goggles and the board game port. So, great sponsor, and definitely something Bill can get behind. And I support my friend. So
good guys over there. Good guys. I worked with all of them personally. Jimmy and Rondo. Good guys. Give it up for Jimmy and Rondo, y'all.
Great guys. Wanted in 3 counties, I hear, but great guys.
Let's not get into the politics, if you know what I'm saying, brother. Let's move on.
Bill, would you rather age from the neck up only or the neck down only?
I'm thinking neck up. Wait, does that include my brain?
Let's say maybe.
Yes. That is my answer.
Great. So you'd have like a fine body and then like just a mess.
I'm thinking like, okay, as you know, I have what we would call a chiseled, marbled physique. I've got that going on. Really buff. You know me, Rav. I work out 7, 8, 19 times a day. You know, and I've got a chiseled, marbled body. I don't know what marbled means, but it's there. You feel me? And like, honestly, I'd like to keep that and just let my brain and face just turn into like a pudding like mush. You feel me? Like, you think that's like a good idea, or like, what do you think? What would you do?
I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Like have like a statue, Greek god statue like a body, and then just a raisin for a head. Personally, I think I'd go the other way around. You know, I'd like to have a youthful, young lad face, beautiful hair flowing in the wind, even when inside a building, and then just a wreck of a body.
Right.
Balls at my knees.
They're not already like that?
We're getting there.
Okay, good.
And it's because I would look young and my brain would be young and I would sound young. Every time they see me in the street, they'd be like, damn, you're handsome. Also, I'm so sorry.
Right.
I don't want to play with nobody right now. Please leave me alone and quiet down. I just wish the voices die down. Soon as I step out of my house, they remind me that I've been dead. No more soul to something instead. I don't know who I am right now. Foreign thoughts come out of my mouth. Foreign murmurs vibrate my heart. I still stumble over these shards that reflect familiar sights, or at least it's what they seem like. I arrive every morning on a vibe, trying to stay alive, but I can't feel the light.
So, I got a question for you, Rav.
Okay, shoot.
Okay, you know how like people always talk about like, oh, like they talk about timelines. They talk about like you know, like we're in the timeline where the hero dies or where the hero lives or whatever, you know? And there's just like a multitude of timelines and universes where like different things happened, like it's like right. A timeline where fire was never discovered, etc. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you could live in any timeline that is not this timeline, where and why?
That's a good question. I like to be in a timeline where Ludacris's hands were as big as they were in that music video, the Get Back, right?
Yes.
Normally his hands would be like that, and then for the Get Back video, they actually sort of
like shrunk them.
Yeah. And people be like, yo, that video is wild. I couldn't even recognize him for a moment, you know, like.
But like, would people look at Ludacris with his giant hands and would they say like, oh my God, he's got giant hands? Or would everyone just like accept it and just be like, not think it's weird at all?
I would hope that people wouldn't be so judgmental. I would hope it would be weird in the sense that he'd be the only one who has hands like that.
Right.
At the same time, I don't want anyone to be like, whoa, that's that's strange. You know, it'd just be like, oh yeah, Luda hands.
Right. Everyone would be like, oh yeah, he's the dude with the hands, you know, and everyone's like, yeah, I love it. I'm just trying to think though, like there's a lot of stuff that you can't do if you have hands that size. Like, okay, for example, like, I don't know.
Shoelaces.
Well, yeah, shoelaces. I mean, he could get a guy for that though, you know, like if you're
okay, Jenga
would be real hard. Shooting a gun would be pretty difficult. But if the guy with the feet, if the dude with the feet for hands can shoot a gun, this guy's he's in the bag.
True.
Easy money.
Chopsticks would be difficult. Guns would be difficult. Fucking, oh, I got something in my eye, you know, like popping a pimple would be difficult.
You'd break a bone every time you go to pop a pimple.
Just rip his whole face open, you know.
Yo, also, if he had the biggest hands, then in Def Jam Fight for New York, the game on like PS2 and Xbox, he would be the best character.
He would. And actually, probably if he had hands like that, they wouldn't be able to. They'd probably have him as like a rare unlockable.
Exactly.
Because if they had to design a whole character unique to just Ludacris, you would hope that it'd be kind of a special character, you know?
Yeah, of course. What would his name be? Because, you know, they rarely actually use their real names. They gave him like it was Blaze instead of Method Man. They would just call him Big Ass Hands Dude.
I mean, most of them had their real names, didn't they?
A lot of them did, but the main characters didn't.
The main characters didn't, yeah.
Like Busta Rhymes was Magic.
You imagine he'd be one of the main characters is what you're saying.
I just think it's funny though, because it's like you walk up and then like it'd be like, yo, Blaze, we about to go to the club and fight some people. You walk in there with Method Man as playing Blaze and be like, who's that over there? It's like Sean Paul. Like it's just Sean Paul. He's there and he's just like Dottie.
Ready to
and
throw
then you're
hands.
just like sitting there like, what is he doing? He's like breakdancing and killing people, just murdering everyone around him. Dottie, just hitting people with pool sticks.
It was a fire ass game.
Yeah.
I think probably like, okay, what do you think, Handy?
I like it. Or like how about the Handyman?
Handyman.
And they just be like, yeah, that's hard too, because they gave them all names that were like kind of like old school, like Magic, Blaze, Doc. You know what I'm saying? So Handyman.
Okay, actually, then again, you know what? Maybe we should play off because, like, again, if we focus on the hands, then we are going against my vision of this timeline where people don't hyper focus on his hands. So let's focus on his name instead, and let's play off of that.
Okay.
So his rap name is Ludacris. So his video game name in this scenario, if he were a main character, would have to be sort of a play on that, or at least a reference to that.
Right.
So like unsettlingly insane individual.
Like just preposterous.
Hey, yo, preposterous, let's hit the club.
It's just like it did in parentheses preposterous.
Bill, you know what? That I'd like to throw that question right back at you, and because I'd be interested to hear what kind of timeline you would like to exist in.
Oh, that's tough. My original one wasn't even really that good of a one, but it was I hate olives. And I just, like, I hate
all
olives.
of them, green and black?
I hate both of them. I cannot stand them.
I gotta give you some good ones in Spain.
Nah, dude, everyone always says that shit. They're like, oh, man, you haven't had olives till you had this. And I eat that shit, and it's just like, wow, this is literally, like, my least favorite anything. I cannot stand it. Like, it's both the taste and the texture. Like, I legitimately want to throw up when I eat an olive. Like, it is the grossest thing to me.
Throw up your hands in the air because the fucking Spanish olives are gonna change your life.
It makes me want to throw up gang signs and murder whoever invented the olive. I'm looking at you, Jesus. Jesus, not God, just Jesus.
That was his contribution.
Yeah, that's what he did. Like, God was chilling, you know, and he was just like, you know, he was just like, all right, listen, this is the apple. And he's like, he's chilling. Baby spirit Jesus is with him, okay? And he's just chilling. And he's just like, this is an apple, son. What do you think about this? He's just like, yeah, I love it, Dad. And then he's just like, yeah, that's over here. This is a tree. This is a tree. We'll put the apple will fall down from the tree. And he's like, yeah, Dad, that's great. Can I try one? And he's just like, yeah, go for it. And then he's just like, I'm going to make this thing called olives. And then he's just like, I guess we can keep it. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
Is that like 20-something-year-old Jesus? Just to be clear, because I like that voice that you gave Jesus. It's how I imagine he sounded like.
Yeah, he's exactly 24, but he has that high pitched voice because like they haven't like really figured out the deep voice thing yet because they're still making things in the universe, and deep voices is not one of them.
So wait, but hold on, Bill. So, okay, no, that means no olive oil. How do you feel about olive oil?
That's the thing. I love olive oil. That's the thing. That's why I didn't want to go with it. Because although I don't like olives, I can avoid them, but I can't avoid not having olive oil because olive oil is great. What are they going to put on, like canola oil on this shit? It's not going to taste as good.
Coconut oil.
We could put coconut oil, we could put sesame oil, we could put a lot of stuff that's pretty good, but like olive oil is like pretty cheap.
Yo, you know what you need to try?
What's that?
Orange oil. It's so dope. There's like a specific small town in Spain that they specialize, it's like a little village, and they specialize in creating oil from oranges. And it's the craziest shit ever. You dip your bread into it, you take a bite, and it's like, it's got that oily like feel to it, and it's very light or whatever. But it's just like, it's got that orange zest flavor to it too, and
that sounds good.
It's fantastic.
I'm sorry, it's probably very good, but I just got this idea of like this crazy Spanish dude who's just got like an olive oil container, right? You know, like the bottles, like how they have like a certain like look to them, you know what I mean? And it's just like full of orange juice, and he's just dumping orange juice. It is oil.
It is orange oil. Yeah, that's how it was made.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it'd be great. And also, I just want to say, I would definitely sit at the table and eat whatever that man cooked in orange juice because it would be the funniest experience watching him cook it.
So let's say, okay, all right, you keep the olives, but then what would you change instead?
Okay. All right, this is just something I just want to see. I want a timeline where Sean Paul acts like he does on Def Jam Fight for New York, but everyone just like excuses his behavior. Like he's in the recording booth. Sean Paul. Someone walks in there like, oh, yo, this is a dope sounding record you got going on. He just and just starts breakdancing and attacking everyone around him.
Right, yeah, just hella violent.
I really don't understand why Sean Paul was in that game, but I love that he was. He's my favorite character.
I'm so glad he was.
They're making a new one. I really hope they have him in it.
But dude, what do you mean why you wonder why he was in the game? Around that time, Sean Paul was like one of the biggest artists out.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, it makes sense like from a label standpoint. But it's just kind of funny because like all these like rap music is stereotypically kind of tough, you know? And I mean, yeah. I was a big fan of Sean Paul when I was like younger. Like I liked the temperature, you know, where he's like, I could be the papa, you could be the mom. You know, that's a fire ass song. You know what I'm saying? That's a great music video too. If you ever seen it, go watch that.
Yeah, I remember it.
Give Me the Light, the remix with Busta Rhymes on it. Busta Rhymes is like, he says like, give me the blowtorch, I'm about to light this big ass blunt. He says that. And I was like, yo, that's hard. Okay, anyway. But what I'm getting at is when I hear Sean Paul, I don't hear a fighter, you know? I don't think like he's gonna break dance and also fight. Elephant Man, maybe. Elephant Man's almost passable because he's always tried to make himself look crazy and like he would jump on you and beat you up, you know? But I don't know about Sean Paul. I don't know if he's... I'm not doubting Sean Paul's fighting ability. I'm sure he's a fine fighter, you know?
So basically, both of our alternate timeline visions are somehow associated with Def Jam Fight for New York.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if Ludacris in that game?
Hell yeah.
Is he? Yeah, he is in that game. Never mind. I'm an idiot. I don't know why. Why was I thinking he wasn't?
Because he didn't have massive hands. It would be far more memorable.
He was wearing like a gray hoodie, I'm pretty sure. And it was just the most like nondescript ass Ludacris.
Nondescript shit. Joe Budden had nondescript shit. People forget Joe Budden was in that game.
Oh, I can't forget that. If you Google Joe Budden, it's different now. But if you used to Google Joe Budden, it would be like rapper, artist, podcaster, you know? And they actually used the picture of him from the game. And it was like the best thing in the world. That's a great game. I really hope the new one's good because Icon was like one of the worst games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, it was not fun. So, you know what else is not fun? The fact that we haven't had a second ad read yet, Bill.
Take it away. You like that?
So, we've all heard of nicotine patches. Trying to get off these cigarettes. But I need my... And so that's the problem, right? But what about crocodile patches? So let's say you don't have the time in your schedule, in your busy schedule, salaryman schedule, to sort of sit down and get yourself some crocodile in your system, right? So instead, you just slap on these patches and the limbs come right off.
Exactly. And for people who don't know what crocodile is, because I feel like there's some people who are normal people who don't know. Crocodile is a wonderful drug that you can mostly only get in Russia. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, why isn't it here? You know, why isn't it in my veins? Why aren't my arms falling off? You know? And basically what it is a synthetic opioid made with just some of the most awful ingredients you can humanly find. I don't know who thought this up.
There's like petrol in it, right?
Yes. Like there's legitimately gasoline like in it. Okay. And if you miss a vein, it makes your skin rot off. And then like eventually like your bones and everything, like you'll lose limbs. And
I mean, so you know when people say like, yo, I got that gas. When you got crocodile, you literally got that gas.
And I'm just saying, I think I got one too many arms. You know what I'm saying, brother? I'm thinking. Needles scare me. I'm not into them, you know, but I want to chase that sweet, sweet crocodile buzz that everyone's talking about in Russia. Okay. Where everyone just says, Boris, give me crocodile buzz. That's good, right? You can speak Russian. Say it in your native tongue.
My native tongue?
Yes.
Does it have to be fucking Boris?
It doesn't have to be Boris. That's just the most Russian name I could think of off the top of my head.
Bill, дай мне крокодил. That's funny. It rhymes.
Bill. Damien? Is that what you're saying? Damien?
Дай мне, it means give me, crocodile.
Okay, so you're saying, Bill, give me the crocodile.
But I don't know if they literally call it crocodile or if they have like a different name for it, or if they're like, because crocodile literally just means crocodile.
They call it that because it makes your skin look like a crocodile skin.
And crocodiles are dope, and this is where we're getting at. Right, Bill?
Exactly. Slap one of these patches right on your grundle. Or wherever, but I put the grundle because it's a good place to conceal it, you know?
And no matter where you put these bad boys, you're always going to miss the vein. And that's honestly the most appealing factor in my opinion.
Exactly. You ever watch a metal music video and somebody got a skeleton hand or some shit? I don't know. The 80s were wild, man. You could do that. You could do that in real life. Shake your mom's hand, but it's a skeleton hand. I mean, you don't have muscles on the hand, so you can't. You know what, Rav, just keep on going.
Good product. It's really great. It's from the makers of the PCP facial cream. And so I'm just glad they're finally rolling out some products that are going to help the people in need. The busy people working 9 to 5 in an office just don't have the time to sometimes even take a break and go out on the balcony and, you know, break out a Pepsi and shoot up some crocodile. So you gotta make do with what you got.
It's the simple things in life that matter. And crocodile buzz.
Crocodile patches. It's the simple things in life that matter most.
That was really good. That's a heartwarming thing for all the family to do together as a family.
While they're playing the Xbox 360 version of Did You Do 9/11?
That's my favorite thing. Actually, if you are wearing a crocodile patch, there is a QR code on them that you can scan using your 9/11 vision goggles. And it'll make crocodile patches appear in the game and you can put it on. It doesn't really do anything, but
right.
it's like an Easter egg. But with QR codes.
But if you really want to be about it, then you could actually slap some crocodile patches on yourself for real, and then also do it in game, and then watch your limbs fall apart, both the game and the real world. It's a true Sword Art Online like experience.
Yeah, and also, legend has it that if you lose both of your arms while playing the game, you unlock Sean Paul as a hidden character.
And if you are listening to this podcast from an alternate timeline, Ludicrous, or should I call you Mr. Preposterous, then this is a fantastic opportunity for you to just start over, drop them hands off, and get you some new ones.
While you're at it, get you some insurance. What's been good with you, man? Tell me everything.
I know life's been good. Just living an ordinary life with ordinary doors. Nothing worse than that.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Course.
That's pretty rough. But I mean, like, there's simple things that you got to get through in your day. You know, one day I think that you'll be able to step up to the architecture gods and have square doors.
Yeah, square doors. Shouts out to Square.
Yeah, shout out to Square. He can fit through these doors. But I can also fit my Minecraft bricks, my blicks. My Minecraft... I can fit my Minecraft bricks through these doors.
Your doors don't have to be square for you to be able to fit your Minecraft bricks through them.
I mean, but they perfectly fit.
But Minecraft... Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you don't know anything about it. You don't know anything about this Minecraft lifestyle, man. You just...
I like how your bacon tastes.
All right.
How you wanna walk? How you wanna breathe? How you gonna talk like a G? How you gonna rock when my steeds spin a body out? Is caught up in the fantasy, it's just an RPG. I give a fuck about my hit points. Smoking on a thick joint. Fucking around, I got the juice, what it do? Build your stats up for the beast. I got wax up in a crease. Fucking around, a chunk of deuce, don't fuck with you, what it do? Oh, I'm the last boss, wait until I pass cross. Fucking around, I got the potion, slow the motion, bring it up, put it down, roller coaster, Holy Ghost and shit. Inside your head where all that goddamn commotion sits. Yeah, how you wanna walk? How you wanna breathe? How you gonna talk like a G? How you gonna rock when my steeds spin a body out? Is caught up in the fantasy, it's just an RPG.
Bill, what kind of things should you not say at a job interview?
What kind of things should I not say at a job interview? Me specifically or just anyone?
Just like, don't say this. Like, what would you
Don't say
advise
this.
them?
Well, I mean, honestly, man, I've been unemployed for 20 years of my adult life because I'm a baby boomer. Honestly, I'm thinking just like you step up and you're just like, I'm a passionate, caring individual, and I have many years under my belt with project management. I've worked in different firms. All of them, you can give them a call. You know, I think that they would all give me a 5-star recommendation for this job. I beat the shit out of my wife every day. My kids hate me. And closing thoughts, free Bill Cosby.
I give a fuck about my hit points. Smoking on a thick joint. Killing shit in Kono Trigger. Listening to Pink Floyd. All these people up in here and yet I feel a bit void. Resuppress my memories. Shout outs to Sick Freud. Shout outs to Big Boy. That's the state that I am in. Switch my potions up so I no longer take no Vicodin. No religious bitches in my circle like Leviathan. See, you being born again just means that you can die again.
How you wanna walk? How you wanna breathe? How you gonna talk like a G? How you gonna rock when my steeds spin a body out? Is caught up in the fantasy, it's just an RPG. How you wanna walk? How you wanna breathe? How you gonna talk like a G? How you gonna rock when my steeds spin a body out? Is caught up in the fantasy, it's just an RPG.